Hello and welcome. Today we are gonna make the replay of the showcase of this past weekend that I ended 15th with this legacy deck, Curses. First, why Curses? I think that the event was gonna have quite a bit of Reanimator and Graveyard decks because there was an uptick on this, and also quite combo matchup and Ragavan decks. So I thought that having a good Chalice deck with a ton of basics and a lot of removal would be good. Now the Curses deck plays Sudden Edict, Hagra Mauling. So those are quite a lot of removals. Urza Saga pushed the deck a bit because it's just something. Some games you just never resolve a spell and still win the game. Also, never give your opponent the chance to counter the spell and you win anyway. Because you can like Urza Saga and Sudden Edict their card and just win with the tokens and the Foundry. The deck is designed by Ripple Cheap, which is this person. They always only play Curses, so I copy the core from them. I have copied this player more often, so that's fine. I like the deck. It's better than expected. Also not like super consistent because sometimes drawing like cards like Overwhelming Splendor is the worst. And the others you can cast or so, but I thought on playing one Brainstorm main deck, like to having a Brainstorm you can get off Urza Saga, but at the end the only card I could think was like Trinisphere and Hagra Mauling, and I prefer the removal and the land instead of this, because if you're cracked a Saga, it doesn't really matter because you should have some advantage. The deck relies on resolving Curse of Misfortunes that makes you get every turn a curse. This is like Humility and Pithing Needle for the non-planeswalker permanents. This makes them sacrifice or lose one life, a creature or planeswalker. This makes them lose life while they draw cards. This is one of the less good curses. And finally, this is the Knights of Soul Betrayal as a curse. This combos pretty well with Splendor because everything gets a 1/1 and then you just kill it. Then you play Karn to get your sideboard bullets. I will explain later. Trinisphere and Chalice as lock pieces, and also Leyline. The land in the past only played 18 lands, but now it plays 4 Urza Saga. So the Urza Saga used the space of the 2 Helm of Obedience you had in the past to combat with Leyline. So now Leyline's is not that good if you have not resolved the Karn, but still quite decent because I wanted to play Leyline because it's good against Dragon Wraith Channeler and Morgtai, also against the Graveyard decks. Lands, that was a deck I also expected. Echo of Aeon, so against many of the format good decks. Yeah, this deck preys a bit on the combo decks, like having a lot of fast clock pieces, especially if they have like artifacts or graveyard cards. That is most of the combo decks. Then you have fast mana in the form of Chrome Mox, Dark Ritual, Ancient Tomb. And there's also to note that under a Trinisphere, getting a Chrome Mox with Urza Saga helped me a few times. You just can, if you have a Chalice, for example, you can just imprint the Dark Ritual and you have a mana source. Then the sideboard, it usually plays 4 Plague Engineer. I decided to cut 3 because of mapping and space. And also it usually plays Opposition Agent, but I did cut it in pause of playing Torpor Orbs to make my Death and Taxes and Doomsday matchup better. Then you have Sphere of Annihilation, that's like Pernicious Teeth, an artifact that you can get with Karn, a land that you also can get, or sometimes also sideboard in. Tormod Crypt, Pithing Needle, Thran Foundry to bring in with Saga against, so you have a good card to search against Doomsday of graveyard decks with Urza Saga. Liquimetal Coating for the Karn, Torpor Orb, I speak about, one bridge, the Helm to make the combo, and Mycosynth Lattice. I never got to cast Mycosynth Lattice because I won in any other way, but it's nice to have it there. So, okay, let's just go to the replays. To see the replays, you click here on top, then game history, and date and time, the last 7 days. Legacy. Here, 6-2. Okay, yeah, oh, I forgot that this happens all the time. This is a person who usually plays good decks, so here we kept a good starter with Leyline, Chalice on 1, and that on the play, so we play Chalice. Chalice resolves, which is great. They waste our Tom, that's also fine for us. We play a Swamp, they lose 1 turn because they can play 1-drops. We play Tom to be able to play Sudden Edict or this. We play another Chalice because they could be playing Prismatic Ending, they probably do, so we have an extra Chalice. Here we need to draw a bit. Okay, here, wait. Here I didn't play the first City of Traitors because I wanted to draw another land to play around days. So then I drew the second City of Traitors because I want to deploy Curse of the Fool's Wisdom. They didn't have Foss earlier and they haven't been able to cast any cantrips. So it's easy that they have drawn in the top 4 cards of Foss. But it's also easy that they don't. So I just want to play around Foss, around days and deploy the Curse. There's a few removals. I can imprint the Mox. I imprint the Mox with the Hagra Mauling because this always hits, so it can't be countered. So here I am double days proof. Okay, they did draw Foss. They still have no place. We also don't draw any other pressure card. They are starting to make land drops in a very good way. We have enough mana, so we don't need to make our land drops. This advances quite slowly. We have Urborg, so we will have a ton of mana. I don't want to play Urborg because this makes their fetch lands live without fetching. So here they have 7 mana, so this means hardcast Murktide at 3/3, and we have the Sudden Edict for it. We could have get some damage of it, but a bit being mana efficient is also relevant. We do another Sudden Edict, which is very good. Now this is the problem. Sudden Edict is not great against Urza Saga. So yeah, we have another Sudden Edict, but the problem is they will get to have Retrofitter Foundry later. Yeah, they're starting to kill my Chalices. We draw another blank. They make a token, we kill it. They're gonna make another token. We are gonna Sudden Edict both before they can get Retrofitter Foundry. Or I don't know what. Okay. Now here we play the Mox so that the Trinisphere doesn't hurt us. Trinisphere, so they have 6 mana. Trinisphere is not gonna hurt them, but just to deploy it is nice. Okay, we draw another Trinisphere. They just start making tokens and they have 6 mana, so they can get upstairs very fast. Yeah, just another Leyline. They get another token, they get a 4/4. Yeah. We are 13 cards down into the 27 cards down and 23 cards down into our deck, and we only did draw one business spell, so sometimes this happens with this kinds of decks. So here we go. Okay, I have to close first the replay. We're gonna replay game 2. Just gonna move again. This always jumping is really sad. So here we have game 2. I did cut one Curse, one Leyline, and bring in Plague Engineers. I also did cut something else. The Pithing Needle. No, the Pithing Needle, no, that's something I had in my sideboard. Leyline, Curse, and a Chrome Mox because of Prismatic Ending. Okay, here we have Trinisphere, turn 1, so they can't counter a spell. We get Coating, and this is just game over because we're just gonna destroy every land they play from now on. So this is just a non-game. We got Trinisphere turn 1 and Karn turn 2. Those are the easy games where they just don't have force. What's the reason this is happening all the time? I think this is an interesting game. We have a nice hand. We can play turn 1 Trinisphere, turn 2 Saga, turn 2. So we just deploy the Trinisphere. They can daze, they can force. Okay, they brainstorm and they daze. So yeah, I play a lot of decks. I just thought that this was a good metagame read. Okay, we have a Chalice here. So here we are good. We play a. So they need a force or a prismatic ending on turn 2. So we need to just draw lands. Okay, we didn't draw lands. We drew Dark Ritual, which is the worst card after we deployed a ritual. So they did choose to. Okay, they choose to Murktide, which suits well with our Sudden Edict. So we got most of the pressure. Okay, we drew a land a bit late, but we can start doing things. Yeah, the colorless deck, the premise, it's a bit bad against cards like Pithing Needle from other Saga decks and Null Rods. This deck beats Null Rod better, I think. So they got their Saga. We have Plague Engineer and our own Retrofitter Foundry going, but still not very special. So they are starting to put on pressure. Sadly, we could not deploy Plague Engineer for the construct tokens. So they start getting in. Here they have a 3/3 construct. We drew another of the worst cards of the deck. This game was really a train wreck on my draws. But still, it's very interesting. Okay, I drew a land, so I can play Plague Engineer. That's a bait, and also it gets dazed. I'm trying to raise here a bit. I'm good at raising this situation, I think. So they get to 5 and they cast another Murktide. Here's where this becomes a problem. Like, they have a lot of pressure and I have to play a bit into whatever they have. Here I upgrade my servo. I need to draw a land. Okay, I did draw a land. So I get to... Okay, I get to cast the Curse so that the tokens get really small, and I was daze proof there. So I upgrade my token, and they are at 1. Still, this game's... Okay, this was not the game that I thought. Here we draw a Mox, we can deploy a Karn, and they are really in a tough spot because they cannot activate Retrofitter Foundry. Hello, Hisera. Okay, this game we resolved a Chalice. They didn't have force, so they didn't have a daze. but didn't have a force or two forces to back up. So this was a nice match. Okay, this is game 1 or game 2? I don't know if I click it right. Yeah, that's game 1. Okay. I had Leyline on turn 1, and from my search, this was a player who plays Pioneer, and so they're not legacy players. So it was quite easy that they were some kind of combo deck. So Leyline was always a great hit. My plan was to search for opponents on Goldfish for this tournament because most of them have results because they need qualifier points for this. So you can get a huge advantage at this because if they are legacy players, they will have get some results. If they are not legacy players, you just put them on some kind of combo decks. Also depending on their range on the regular decks. So they have therapy for Chalice of the Void. We didn't have it. We just play a land, and we can deploy a fast curse here, depending on if they get Champion of the Perished. It's a nice beatdown even with this, but we drew another Ancient Tomb, so it's gonna hurt, but we will be able to probably deploy this. Okay, because here there is also an interesting scenario where I could cast Sudden Edict in response to kill this, because if I take Sudden Edict, they probably take my curse. So they attack for 4. I'm a bit down, but I get the Overwhelming Splendor. Here there's another interesting spot. I get Splendor even if it doesn't kill this because of the counter, because drawing this card is so bad, and you can probably just do something with this, even just by playing Curse. I can raise the tokens, and because I'm gonna get the -1/-1 next turn. So here I can play a removal, but I thought that I'm just fine at doing nothing because losing 6 life could hurt me. So I put the removal down, and that's just game over against this deck. They cannot come back from Curse and Leyline and Splendor. So yeah, this is an easy matchup. Also, graveyard decks are quite easy on this with this, but not that easy. So this hand is good against this deck. We're on the draw. We could draw a black card, so we get Karn turn 1. So with a draw Trinisphere, which is also fine. We are gonna lose our City of Traitors here, but this is just double time walk, so we are gonna be able to deploy Trinisphere, deploy Karn, even if we lose the land, but then just play our next spell. They're probably not gonna do much, so I just take up the Karn. I don't know what I'm gonna search, and don't want to make them be able to get therapy. Here we just get Liquimetal Coating, cast it, and coat on their own keep so that they can tap Badlands, and from there on we just keep taking out the land, so they never get to 3 mana and they never get to play the game. So yeah, 2-0 in the showcase. Round 3. So Haiti, I didn't know what they were playing, I think. So we had Leyline, and we have not a colorless hand. So here I just played Trinisphere first as a bait because maybe I didn't know they were on Sneak and Show. They brainstormed, and let's see what happens. Here they were on Spell Pierce and not on Daze. So they play sneak attack, and here I'm in a very tough spot. I play Karn, the Foss. This is a weird game if I remember right. The game advances, and I don't have black mana, and they didn't have a creature to sneak in. So I have a bunch of Sudden Edicts. I still don't have black mana. They cast a Brainstorm. This point I thought I was dead, but they did not. They pass with hard cast Force of Will. Okay, I play my black land because I think having the edicts there is really good. They keep still not hitting lands. I play Chalice. It resolves, so this is very good. Even if they had the Force, I think they should have cast this because just taking out the cantrips is a real problem. Okay, I cast the Curse. This is a turn that I could be dead, but I think playing the Curse is fine there because they telegraphed the Force, but they didn't force, so I expect them to have no Force. And if this resolves, this is just game over. They cannot beat Overwhelming Splendor game 1. Yeah, I just start putting curses on them, so now they can't not Bones and Griselbrand or something like that. And now I get another curse, I just seals the deal in 2 turns. Here I wanted to have more black mana, that's the reason I play the Urborg. With our Dark Ritual, they keep doing nothing. They can also not activate Sneak Attack because Splendor. So Curse of the Death Hold. So we have all 4 curses, and this is no one has ever escaped from this. Okay, that was an easy game 1. We were a bit on the back foot for a few turns, but still fine. So here we have turn 1 Pithing Needle. They have green, so they have veils that we have to think about. So we name Griselbrand. We could also name Sneak Attack, but they don't have double red, at least for now. Okay, now I'm gonna play the Chalice because dropping Trinisphere off Show and Tell is better than not, and this can also stop. Okay, here there is a huge misplay from my side. Okay, I have 7 permanents, so they can attack with Emrakul, and I am at 16, so I go to 1. And I can search for a curse in my turn. I search for a curse, and I misplay hard. For some reason, I think that the ones that sacrifice in my Unkeep, and I just cast this, but they sacrifice on their Unkeep, so I could have made them sacrifice Emrakul and start looping curses, but I'm just stupid and dumb and lost this game. You can play white Leyline against Endurance, or just more Griefs or Thoxys. So I just lost this round because I'm stupid, and that really hurt a lot. I lost this game because I'm super dumb. In my brain, the sacrifice curse was in my turn, so we even had it there. Yeah, but Hithera is playing Black Red Reanimator. So we did Mull to 5 with a not strong hand. We have turn 2 Chalice, and I wanted to pick up the Urza Saga for Pithing Needle as fast as possible, so that I have Pithing Needle for sneak attack and can drop Curse out of Show and Tell. At least that was my plan there. Okay, City, I play Chalice, maybe it eats a Force. It resolves, that's fine. Now they fetch so that I don't needle the drop. I needle the sneak attack. I play Trinisphere. They upbraid my needle, and so they have 5 mana, so everyone knows what's coming. So sneak attack, activate, Emrakul. Yeah, game. Yeah, they had the upbraid. They had 1 answer to Pithing Needle in their deck. the deck list, but yeah, they had it, and sometimes that's magic. So let us go to round 4. They're playing against Rixon with Professor Onyx Prestige. So we have a good hand. We have turn 1 Foundry, turn 2 Trinisphere, or activate Saga, or activate Foundry. So okay. Now here, I don't remember this game. Here we have Saga, so we can get tokens, or we can get a big token. The problem here is that they have start to draw, they have a tomb. We have Edict, but no black mana and no black card to imprint on the Mox. So they have sneak attack, we create a token, maybe we can raise. Not easy, but possible. We drew Hagra Mauling, which is a black card, so we can imprint it there. So now here we attack for 5, so they can't draw with Griselbrand. And here I just edict them. There was no real good spot to edict or not edict, because if they attack, if they put Griselbrand to play, if they put Emrakul into play, we are dead anyway to the Emrakul attack. So just waiting there. So if they have more than one Griselbrand, here I was thinking they had another Griselbrand. So I wanted to put our tokens on 7, so they cannot block with Griselbrand of sneak attack and gain life. No, I have very good internet, but no round was lost by this. Even if you have like 10 minutes for this, it's not like Arena. You have 10 minutes to regain your internet. If this happens, I got just connect my phone to the Magic Online, and you can play, not play on stream, but play the Magic Online. So here I wanted to have all my tokens be 7/7. That gets by playing Trinisphere and tapping Retrofitter Foundry for a token, so they cannot jump. So they did that to Emrakul, but they didn't have Emrakul last turn. So here they gain 7 life, but I get to have tokens, and they remain at 4. So they brainstorm and they didn't find another creature. Sadly here I was at 7, so even another Griselbrand would have killed me, but I was lucky to dodge it. So here we have another great hand. We have turn 1 Trinisphere. Here I did board the Leylines out because they don't do much, and I just boarded and then the Curse of the Asshole because it doesn't do much. But I boarded Plague Engineer because it just wins the game against them. So just can hit for 2 a few times if they are a bit locked down. Maybe it's just bad sideboard, but if I had the Helms of Awakening in the main deck, I would have kept this. But I did sideboard in the Helm, right? Because Helm is a great drop against the Show and Tell. So we got a Trinisphere, so we have to dodge an Emrakul and Show and Tell now. So now we have Karn and Karn into, if they Show and Tell, we have Curse of Misfortune. So now they can't cast anything, and we just get to destroy their lands. Or I did drop the curse. Okay, here they casted Blood Moon that does nothing. We just get the first curse, the humility curse, and then we start destroying their lands. And I don't think Blood Moon is good against our deck. Also, it's true that it gets Saga. Okay, this is something I understand it about Zero. This card only really is good against the Sudden Edicts. That's true, but they also want to force my cards because I have like many cards they have to counter. Okay, this game ends here because they have no lands, no mana, nothing to do. We are 1 mana off Lattice. So off to round 5. So we are currently 4-1, which was a bit unexpected. So we play against Wizard 2002, which is player that has been playing quite a lot. Yeah, I also think that the show and tell signature is really nice. Okay, we play against Stretch, which is another great deck thing that we are playing this deck. They played pretty well this round. I Dark Ritual and I play Karn for Crypt. So this game is just should be over. This game should be over, but they're playing Firestorm. They're on Dredge. So Mana Confluence and LED is always Dredge. So they're on Firestorm, so now they get to slow Dredge me and force my Crypt and then use Lion's Eye Diamond to reset. So this is not that easy game like I would expect. So the Firestorm, the Ichorid, they don't want to get the Ichorid because it will get the only Dredger, so I hold myself a bit. They had cast a Narcomoeba, that's completely fine. Okay, our Saga cracks and we have Retrofitter Foundry. I cast a Chalice and I can put a token. Now they get a token. I don't want them to dredge into something by discarding with Lion's Eye Diamond. So I can get this for damage. I have no problem. Now at the end of the turn, I don't want to fight the zombies. So now they are on slow dredge position. So here I have another Karn, which is fine. Now they start slow dredging. I just get this as a 1/1 to attack because I was not gonna get any card with Karn because I had no cards to get. So just 1 damage on this. Okay, we keep swinging. They are on nothing. We can get a bridge if needed. Okay, they get a zombie, but now nothing matters because we get Overwhelming Splendor and we get bridge. So or hexproof cards are just gonna win the game. Okay, they can get an Ox, but the Ox is just a random 1/1 with no abilities. Also, everyone who's watching this and not following or subscribing on YouTube when you are watching on YouTube, just smash the follow button or the subscribe button. Okay, this was an easy game against Dredge. Because yeah, graveyard decks, easy. Now we know what they are on, and that's very good for us. We can keep Leyline hands or so. My opponent asked me if I am X1 with this, and I said yes. Like, obviously, yes. You can also just sack by. But okay, we have Leyline, but that doesn't mean that this is not end, because usually when Dredge keeps 7 or they had a not turn 1 or they have an answered hand, so there is a 50-50 chance that my Leyline does nothing, at least yes. I think Ox is nice. It's good when you have to grind them. You can use them on turn 2 very easily. You can just turn 1 looting, turn 2 dredge 5 or 6, and then cast a land and mana confluence it. I think it's a pretty easy turn 2 card. Also, if you have like turn 1 looting lead and you dredge into Ox, you can cast it off lead and being daze proof. All this, I haven't been thinking the card is pretty nice. So I played Chalice for 1, the Echoing Truth. Here I was thinking a bit of sacrificing my land and bouncing Lion's Eye Diamond and then casting Chalice for 0. The problem here is losing my Tomb is really sad, and they are not able to use their 1 mana engine spells. So I think here I'm in a good spot. They can also just discard and slow dredge, and then my hand is just a really slow Karn. They start dredging. Even just Cabal Therapy, making zombies and not discarding is very good for them. Okay, now they have Cephalic Coliseum. I can draw Okay. I think Trinisphere did nothing, and having another Chalice on one probably did something. I don't know. Maybe Trinisphere was better, so that it can't therapy me. Okay, now I know. The reason I played the other Chalice for one is because I was afraid they had Wear Tear. If they had Wear Tear for my Chalice on one and an engine spell, that's the reason. I like Wear Tear, engine spell, so land engine spell, they could pass through my this. And also, I wanted to play Karn into Crypt. That's the second reason I did this. Like now I can't get Karn into Crypt, because if I play Trinisphere, I cannot play Karn into Crypt. Because I once expected that they had Coliseum going very easy. So now they kill my Karn, and I'm on a medium fast clock. But okay, I need to draw a land to get a curse, or this is also good. So now we are on a very slow attack. I cast a Chalice. I don't need to find a land. Okay, I find a land, I drop the curse, I go to 6. Now here, they can bring me down to 3. But after they bring me down to 3, they have no outs, because I have Firestorm cutted with Chalice of the Void. So now they can attack with everything. I block, I go to 3, nothing matters. I put the curse at everything -1/-1, and everything dies, and this game is over. They can like not win. They complain that they are dead because no creeping chill. Okay, so we are 4-1, and now to run 6. We can again MC the Blazer, which is a decent player. So I don't remember what they were on. Okay, yeah. So Tundra Ponder, so it's our Miracles or Ragavan deck. Here Ritual and play a Days Proof card. This is just Fossil Will Fodder, but okay, here I just plus it because I don't want to get Coating and get this bolted. So Ragavan and Foundry. Foundry here does nothing, which is fun. We draw our own Foundry. Coating. Now I can just negate the red mana and Sudden Edict the Ragavan, so they cannot play a follow-up Ragavan. I Edict, and I think this game is pretty much, we start drawing pretty bad cards. Yeah, we have a Karn and a Saga going, so just here can just make a token, make another token, then make a token, get a Mox, imprint this. Just absolutely nonsense, because this game is so over. So I make a token, I get a Mox just for the value of the Mox. I didn't print Overwhelming Splendor, but no, because I can always put this. Okay, here I think I'm gonna make a nice play next turn. Okay, I play my Mox. So I think here I play Ragavan. Ah, okay, yeah, now I remember. This Mortide, okay. Okay, here I can get another token, a flying token, just to block if needed. So now here they have to jump one of those. But how are they winning this game? Here there was a cool play. I got a Vault of Whispers if they had a counter. I get a token. Okay, now I know. You have to double jump me because he attack with both. So they have to double jump them because I can Liquimetal Coating one of my lands. So this hit for 11. So they have to double jump the constructs because this makes something an artifact. So I get to win here. Game 2. Okay, here we are for game 2. So our hand, we have Chalice on 1, we have a removal, we have a Saga, but this can be hurt some. Here Chalice, the Chalice resolve, but the attack, they get a card I can cast, and I draw a Curse. I tried to get back, but they were okay, yeah, I remember this game. They get to turn 2 wear turn my Saga and my Chalice, so and they keep hitting with Ragavan, just play something, and they just like I had like I don't know why I conceded. Maybe that was early, but it was just play Saga, get another token, get Retrofitter Foundry, and I was never coming back from this because I had no relevant spell and also not enough mana. So no exit. Maybe I considered early, but I think that was just a non-game. Okay, here in Multi 6. Hello, Overhaul. Yeah. So here we have a slow hand, but they have Chalice for 1 and removal for the first drop if they have Force. So we lost 2 cards, they lost 2 cards. We can just... Here I choose to play Trinisphere Daze Proof because that's better than having this. Okay, here we have Karn Daze Proof. Here maybe I misplayed and I should have gotten Liquimetal Coating, but I was a bit afraid that they get to attack my Karn to death. So like I put Karn on 3, they get to put it up. Maybe that was too crazy. Like they could have like fetch, ponder, mill a creature or a Saga or an artifact, and I'm dead. My Karn dead, and I have no plan. But I think of this plan, I have a real game. Now I have a bridge. I can edict them. I edict this in response just because of the surveillance I can get with this is some advantage. And this game is gonna drag very long. Like they Pithing Needle my Karn, so they're stuck on the constructs and on the bridge, and they have 1 weird there we saw. Probably they only had 1 weird. I don't know if they did end up. No, they didn't make top 16. Ah, they did. Okay, they go just above me. They had 1 weirder in the deck. I'm gonna stop this 1 second. They had 1 weirder in the deck as the only out. That was my guess. So they had to draw their weirder to counter to destroy our bridge. That was the only out of this situation. But we keep drawing bad cards. But the constructs keep growing, and they're just playing to hit or miss with the weirder. Here they didn't cast a cantrip or so, which is okay. They have false up, so I'm not gonna cast this. Or maybe yes. Oh, yeah, I wanted to cast this to, I don't know. I'd get rid of my cards in hand. So here they had the Foss. Okay, they didn't have the Foss. Yeah, oh, they have overs. Oh, okay, I had Overwhelming Splendor, so I cannot wrath their board. They get to Mortide, sure. So we're still there to one of those cards. Okay, we play here the Construct, then we're still there to the wear there because this is 18. So here this turn we are there to one. No, Sergio, we are just making a replay. So here they play another Murktide. That means that they have another turn. We are still there to the wear turn this turn. We draw the curse, that is the one that gains life. So we did draw pretty poor. So we cannot search for more curses with this. Here I just try to play my spells so that I get rid of my hand. Here I did not play Curse of Fool's Wisdom because I thought they had days or even double days. So I was sure they had 1 days, and they didn't cast any cantrips for some turns. So I also thought they had double days, but I didn't have enough time to play around double days. So here I draw Saga, which is very good. And I play Curse, I go to 9. We are still there to Werther. They have days. I pay the days with the Saga. And they had the double days I did expect, but I have to play my cards. So now I have Saga, and if I get to untap this turn, if they don't draw, but because they can Werther the bridge and Werther the Curse of Hold, and this attacks for 4, and I could be dead because this 4 and 4. But they cast another Murktide. Now I'm not much worried because now I get to have my Saga and Hagra Mauling up. I'm not gonna cast Hagra Mauling at least now. Or I wanted to play the land. Maybe I play the land because I was sure not dead, or just getting rid of some monkey that could hit. Yeah, probably that was a spot that a monkey got hit, or I will lose too much life by casting it. Here we cast another curse. It was a real Nile bitter game. Okay, Retrofitter Foundry, and now I think I can never lose this game. Thanks, Lubace, for the follow. So here Brainstorm, but this game is just ended because if they blow up the bridge, my tokens are just much bigger than theirs, and I just alpha strike. And here I can get a flyer. I think that if I get a flyer, the game is over. They sacrifice, and just this game really just drags on me getting a ton of small tokens and cruel reality eating them for a few turns. Now sadly I cannot choose always no with this. Okay, draw another blank. I start attacking. Here I didn't want to go down to 6 by activating Tomb and Retrofitter Foundry a lot because they could have bolts in the deck, so 7 is a fine spot. So they draw Werther for the enchantment, so I will have to win with just Retrofitter Foundry hits for a small amount. Here put them on 3, on 4. And I do think that they ponder, and I have just lethal with just 4 small tokens. I can even just untap and make another if I'm right. So it's 2, untap, make another. Yeah, I can make 2 small tokens, and I am not there to 1 bolt. Carlone, thanks for the follow. Okay, so that was game 3. That was game 3, what we just played out. think we just watched game 3, right? Yeah, this was game 3. Okay, up to round 7. Round 7, I play against someone who did top 8. Easy Money Marksman, that's an Italian guy. So they usually play Delver, but they were playing Reanimator this last week, so I just mulled to 6. And I had a good time, turn to Trinisphere or Karn and Leyline. So if they are on Delver, I'm good with Leyline and my hand. And if they are on Reanimator, which they are, this game ends fast. I play a Trinisphere, I have a Saga, and game 1 runs away. Game 2 was really soul destroy for me. Okay, I have Leyline, double Leyline, but I'm gonna only deploy 1. Maybe I should deploy 2. But I wanted to have the black card for the Leyline. So, because I don't have mana and I needed a black card, so I choose to creep the Mox to have mana. Here they play a Rooting Regisaur. Yeah, my deck Leyline is brutal. This opponent, I'm gonna stop here for a second. This opponent had a very good sideboard against me, Easy Money Marksman. So they had 4 Schwantel, 3 Regisaur, 2 Weirtear, so they're not so dead to our deck. Like Schwantel is great, and Regisaur can also steal games, like we are gonna see here. Here I have Sudden Edict for Regisaur, which is amazing. Okay, but I'm gonna cut this. I did quite a bit of small talk here. Okay, they have 2 cards. They have 2 cards. Now they go with Regisaur down to 1 card. They draw. And they play a main phase Grief. So I just have to Edict them, and they are on 0 cards, 0 mana, 0 anything. But I'm stupid and I let the Grief resolve. Like, okay, I can't respond to the trigger, but the Grief is a creature, so they can't sacrifice it with Sudden Edict. So I just mess it up there and let them the Regisaur live, which was really a disaster. Not because I let the Regisaur live. I got distracted there. So, Ilhigio, thanks for the follow. So, here I'm good. I just top deck another Sudden Edict, which is amazing. And I just got really lucky. They discard, I Sudden Edict. I'm at 13. That's still a 2-turn hit of this. Okay, they drew nothing. I drew a blank. I cast Trinisphere, which is very good. But this 7 life there really hurt me. I lost 7 life and a card. So obviously I draw Mox, but yeah. Here I play Curse of Misfortune. I drop Curse. Now they draw land and they play another Regisaur. And I play Karn and get Bridge. So now I would have had another Edict in hand, or maybe not the Karn, but Karn is not that good if you already have Leyline and they are on 0 cards. So if I had the other Edict, they attack my Karn, obviously. I drop the Bridge. They cast a random Entomb. Here I'm at 13. And they have 0 cards in hand. They draw up. And they just drew a Weirtear, which just... Now I could have just Edict this, and this game would have been really easy, because I would have had Karn running. And that misplay just so brutal on this. Almost a win and in. So game 2. I have a Leyline opener and a turn 1 Karn. So I have Leyline. I have turn 1 Karn, which this is a great opening. Like, I search for Crypt if they have like Wear Tear into Tormod's Crypt, something. Okay, they have a fetch land. Here I think I misplay. I should have not minus the Karn. I should have just plus it and played, because I'm gonna play the Chalice anyway end of turn. So this turn, so this just makes me search for a bad card and show them something. So maybe I should have also just played the Liquimetal Coating here. Just play the coating. But that was just, I just have plus it. Because this would have had now 3 counters. I play coating, I tried to destroy a land, they didn't let me, that's fine. I just minus Karn, play my land, so that this makes, also here playing the land, this makes that if I next turn draw a mana source, I can get Helm of Obedience and win the game with Helm of Obedience. So I'm just 1 land away of winning the game. And in a very good position, but things can get bad. Because now they show and tell and draw 7. So I need to draw a land here to win, and if not, probably with 7 cards plus a hit, plus with 40 cards, I'm just so dead. Yeah, draw a blank. I have to get bridge, but this bridge is really bad. So losing game 2 and plussing there when I should have not. So they unmask me for nothing. They just play Wear Tear, kill my things, and just Cruiser Brand and other cards are riff. So I'm just super dead. Yeah, the show and tell plan worked all well for them, and I played very poorly. That was starting also to get late for me. It was almost, I think, 12 in the night. So, and I did wake up pretty early that day. Okay, here for the last round, I'm currently 16th, I think I was going into this round, so very slim chances of making top 8s. This is another grinder. They play probably a good deck, probably Delver, but I did not expect to happen what's gonna happen. Here I think how to deploy my game. So I don't know what they are playing. I don't want to run into a daze. So I try to play turn 2 Saga Daze Proof. Now I know they are on what's the name, on band control. I have been playing a lot of green white depths, so that I think how they keep the hand. They had a turn to Sylvan Library with a lot of removal and Caracas. So here just cast Mox, Dark Ritual, and get Saga rolling and play Curse. They don't have Force of Will or Force of Negation, so like the Curse is just gonna start doing work. Here they cast an Uro, which doesn't do much. I cast here, get Overwhelming Splendor. They cannot even fetch, so this game is just super over. Like, I'm gonna get the Curses chain going, and they will have no way to exit. So here we get another Curse, now the draw Curse, so they can't play draw cards from Sylvan to get out of this. I have another Saga rolling, so Retrofitter Foundry, so this is lethal in a few turns. 2 damage from this, 2 damage for this, this wards. So So they keep a hand with Uros towards Caracas against probably green-white depths. Endurance does nothing because it's just a 1/1. So here we just do our cursor thing. Now we make another token. Our tokens are bigger. And we can cast Sudden Edict, but it doesn't matter. Just this wins the game. Game 2 was quite a beating. But game 3 is really interesting. Okay. So here we have a hand that is a bit sad because Swamp, Dark Ritual, and Trinisphere makes our other Swamp dead, and we don't have mana for Saga. So we probably have to... We can play first Trinisphere as a bait, and so this is gonna probably get forced 90% of time, and then deploy. So I don't remember what I did here. Okay, I drew the Mox, so this is just probably I probably just play this and played Ritual and Karn. I know, yes, and Karn. So this gets forced, and then next turn I can have Trinisphere or Saga. Okay, here the Prismatic ending my Mox, which really hurts. I am on no mana, no value of the Saga. Yeah, this hand was really a beating. They play Oro, that's fine. My Saga pops, and I get a Mox, so that I can have mana for if I play Karn. Maybe I play Trinisphere, in fact. I play Trinisphere here, it resolves. Yeah, they have 3 mana. Trinisphere is not... It's a great turn 1, turn 2 play, but it's not good later. Okay, here I have Sudden Edict for the Uro if they replay it. So they can like replay Uro. Okay, here is Dress Down and another Uro that stays on field, and that's my land comes a turn late, and now they have mana to force my threats. Back to Basics also stops this. Back to Basics is not that great against this deck, but sometimes it gets you, and it's just game over. This game is interesting. We have a good hand. We have turn to Trinisphere with double basics for the back to basics. We have a removal. We have a follow up. So here I play Trinisphere because it has to get forced, because if not, our can't resolve. They just force the Trinisphere with Snapcaster Mage. Sylvan Library, okay. Here I drop Karn, they have another force. Okay, they are on 2 cards, but on a Sylvan, so about even. They paid 8 life for Sylvan, cast a Ponder. Here I play Chalice for 1. They do not force, and now I get Saga rolling, which is great. Here they don't pay life. They're still at 10, or Saga upticks. So we are gonna get the tokens, and that's pretty good for us. I have a Dark Ritual, yeah. The whole bad Dark Ritual with Chalices hurts a bit with this deck. So now they pay 4 life again to drop Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, which is fine. I'm gonna get to kill the Teferi probably. They can have like a removal. Like I say, okay, I can attack the Teferi this turn and get Retrofitter Foundry. They have Dress Down. Dress Down is a real disaster. Now that Teferi goes really slow, it's gonna win some games. But the good thing for us is they're at exactly 1 life, so just 1 token can win the game. They put the Saga on top, so here I get a token. So here if they have Icefang Kotal or Endurance, I can Hagra Mauling it. They Sword, I eat the token. I play Pithing Needle, they had cast Force. No, they had cast Force of Negation. Now here it can they minus my token. I Dark Ritual, they forced to death, but anyway, they were dead on board. Like if the Dark Ritual resolves, I just untap with the Dark Ritual the Forge. I put a 4/4, and I cannot put another token, but I could do it regardless. But I misplayed there. I thought they had 1 more mana, but anyway, they forced and killed themselves. Probably dead to this. So yeah, game over. So that's how we ended 4-1, also 6-2 for the 15th place. I think the deck was a good meta call. My 2 losses were totally to my mistakes, but yeah, you never know if you will have played another opponent and another game, if that. But yeah, so yeah, so that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for seeing, and yeah, let's see you next time. Bye. Let's see if there is someone I can rate. Yeah, I'm gonna just redirect you to Rate Duke. So yeah, thanks. Bye again.